Hey y'all. Today I am making Michael Gruber's favorite meal in the whole world. And you know, it ain't got nothing to do with turkey. We've had our share of turkey now that Thanksgiving is over. Michael's favorite meal in the whole world is oxtails. And let me tell you, oxtails used to be a poor man's meal, like a beef stew. Well, now oxtails are so expensive. But you can see how big they are. Now, this is actually the tail, and this is the part that's closest to the body right there. And then towards the end of the tail, it gets smaller. You know, it's and they are out of this world. Out of this world. And these are my favorite ones, this size. Oh my gosh, it's so good. So anyway, I sprayed my pan with some nonstick. I put a little oil in there, and I think I put too much. I don't want a whole bunch because they're going to produce a good bit of oil themselves. All right, so I'm going to salt and pepper them. And there's several ways now you can cook oxtails. You can put them in a pot and just cook them like you were cooking beef stew. Or you can bake them in the oven. That works too. But because it takes so long to get them tender, y'all, I'm going to put mine in my pressure cooker. So I'm just going to brown these off a little bit, just enough to, pull out some of the flavors. And like I said, you really don't have to do this unless you just want to. I just think it brings out flavors in the oxtails. So I've got this going pretty high, y'all. And like I said, I just want to pull out some of the flavors. And if I was cooking these in the oven or on top of the stove, I'd be looking at probably 2.5, maybe 3 hours for them to get as tender as I like them. So I can cut that down a lot using the pressure cooker. I'll probably set them on 45 minutes in my pressure cooker. And then I'll check on them then and make any adjustments that I need to. And I may need to run it back for another 15 minutes. Who knows? So you can see that they're getting nice and toasty on the cooking side. Well, that one's not so toasty. But after I get them browned on both sides, I'm going to throw them in my pot. And I'm going to rotate this because one side is cooking faster than the other. But in my pot, I'm putting one onion in it, one sliced onion. And then after I get the oxtails in here, I'm going to put some garlic. And you can put any kind of flavoring you want. I just happen to like, the more simple flavors. But do we have any fresh thyme, Eddie, out there in the herb bucket? Sure you know what? I think a little fresh thyme might kick this up a little bit. Might be good in it. Okay, y'all, I think I have cooked them long enough. So I'm going to move my pressure cooker up here, and I'm going to cut off the light, cut off the fire, and I'm going to just, I think it's time to use a spoon. And I'm just going to lay these on top of those onions. I think I'm going to have to cook these separately because there is no room left, gang. All right, so Eddie went outside to see about the time, and it's all dried up except for this much. So I'm going to put that much. I'm going to put some more garlic. I'm going to put Oh my gosh. Some beef base in it, some wet beef base. And I went to the grocery store the other day and I knew I needed some, and they didn't have any beef. But they've come out with a lot of new flavors, so I'm going to rinse this out. I'm going to put some hot water in it and rinse it out so I can get every drop of the good. Eddie found some oregano that hadn't dried up, so I'm going to put that oregano, because the flavors are much the same to me, thyme and oregano. And I'm going to set this around here to see my water level. I'm going to put it on 45 minutes, Eddie, if you'll.
There it is.
Oh my gosh, look at all that future gravy.
So good.
Oh my. All right, Eddie. I think we're going to have to run them for another 15 minutes to be sure that they are done. When you buy oxtails, they have got so much fat on them. They are not good about trimming them close at the grocery store, because, you know, they sell it by the pound. So it took Michael and me about an hour yesterday to cut off the fat. You're going to need a good sharp knife. And some of it you just have to leave on. But the big chunks, I mean, we get as much fat off of them as we can. All right, y'all. I cooked these short ribs, oxtails, for 1 hour. And even though Michael and I worked on trimming them real close, it still produces more fat than I care to serve to anybody or serve myself. So I'm going to take my bread and I'm going to dip up the grease. This bread will pick up some of the fat. Or the easiest way is to pour your gravy in a bowl and put it in the refrigerator. But I'll show you what else works good. And that's taking a lettuce leaf, and that grease will just, look, see, it's just pure grease. All right, now we're going to make our gravy using cornstarch, and I just mix this up in my cornstarch container because, as it turned out, I probably didn't have a table and a half of cornstarch left, so I just mixed my slurry up in here. So I used a little bit of that extra fine flour along with my cornstarch slurry, and I used a little bit of this for darkening my gravy to get it the color that I wanted. And now I'm going to taste it to see how I need to adjust the seasonings. I don't think it needs a thing, y'all.
That's the look of no adjustments.
I don't think I can do a thing to improve that gravy. Except maybe pile it on my mashed potato, cauliflower potatoes. Beautiful gravy. Beautiful, beautiful. I hope y'all can see it good. I hope you can get it, Eddie. Look at that, Teresa. Isn't that beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie. All right, dropping these little puppies down in here. And the longer it sits, the better it'll get, y'all. Okie dokie. I grabbed that little bit of fresh parsley I had left over. I just like seeing a little bit of beautiful green. So I'm going to let these continue to simmer in that gravy. And to me, the gravy is perfect. So good. so very good. So promise me you'll try an oxtail at least one time to say you have. It'll taste so good after all that turkey you've been eating. So we're sending love and best dishes your way. Till next time.
Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.